Hey guys, Keithy6 here in Fairbanks, Alaska. Today, me, my youngest daughter Emily, and my dog Moose are gonna go for a walk. Well, I wanted to talk about what it's like to live in Alaska and what we do before the snow hits. Well, it's finally October here in Alaska, and the temperatures have started to fall, and won't be long before it starts snowing. We always have snow here in Fairbanks, Alaska by at least Halloween. I've lived here 21 years and it has snowed before Halloween, or at least by Halloween every year. So it won't be long now. Of course, we've had a few frosts already, and as you can see, the trees have lost all their leaves. So it's kind of nice to go out and take a little fall walk like this with all the leaves on the ground. You can see through the trees where normally it's really thick. Another good thing is there's no mosquitoes or any biting gnats. Well, October is the time when most people are getting things ready for winter. Most people are out raking their yards, getting rid of their plants that they had out in the summer, putting all those summer toys away because it could snow anytime, and then you got to go out there and do it in the middle of the snow. So it just makes it a little bit harder. Well, another thing that people are doing too is they are getting their snow tires on, getting ready for the winter. We have to take those off in the spring, and then you're allowed to put them back on in the fall before winter. So check this out. We came down to where the beavers are, and the water's frozen. Wow. It got down to 25 the last couple of nights, so I guess it was enough to get it to freeze. I do see some open spots, so let's see if we see a beaver. Moose! Moose, come on. Well, soon we'll be breaking out the snow machines and be over here riding before too long. Well, pretty soon it'll look like this.
Whoa. Trying to get out of your way.
I'm right on your butt.
Oh, look at all the rainbow trees bent over from the snow. Well, now we got to go home and get ready for some dinner. Well, another thing we have to do here in Alaska, since it's starting to get cold now, is plug in our vehicles. So I've told you guys about that before, but I'll show you where the plug is and what all it goes to. Well, here is the plug-in for my vehicle right here. So basically this goes in and it goes to either a 3 or a 4-way. And then I plug in all the other accessories into that. And then when I plug this in, it lights up to let me know it's getting electric. So on the inside of the motor, what you have is you have little heating pads, and these little heating pads get really hot, and you put one under your battery, and you stick one onto the bottom of your oil pan, you stick one onto the bottom of your transmission pan, and then you have what they call a block heater, and that is a little heater that goes inside the engine block. And when you plug that in, it keeps your engine warm, it keeps your battery warm, it keeps your oil from getting too thick, and it also keeps your transmission fluid from getting too thick. Well, so here I'll show you what a kit of all this winterization stuff would look like. Warm. Now the thing about your battery is you want to keep it warm, because as it gets colder you start losing power, and once you get below zero, sometimes you only have maybe 25% battery strength, but if you heat it you have a lot more starting power. Well, just about every place in town has a place where you can plug stuff in, but some places don't want everybody plugging in, so they come up with their own little version of these. And so this is something you'd have if you worked at a certain business, and only employees would have the right adapter to plug in, and then you could plug in your car. Well, here's a plug-in station just for example. These are ones at Walmart for the Walmart employees. So you lift it up and you have plug-ins in there. So 4 cars can park around this and all plug in. Well, something else we have to do as winter approaches, and I hate to do it, put the RV away. I hate to do it. But I have to winterize it. I have to go dump all the tanks. I have to drain the water lines. I have to put RV antifreeze in to keep all the lines from freezing. So that's another thing that most people do before winter. Well, there's a good bit of snow up there. May look like a foot and a half, but it's probably more than 2 or so, because that weight just compresses it down. So let's get some shovels and some brooms and see what we can get off there. Well, it's the next day, and just like I was saying, you never know what the weather here is going to do, because everything is covered in snow. It's just starting to stick. The first little snowfall of this year. Well, another thing we do here in October is the whole state participates in what we call the Great Alaskan Shakeout. And that's where we all practice in case there's a bad earthquake. Alaska has thousands of earthquakes every year. Even though they're not that bad, there's still all kinds of them, hundreds every month. So we like to practice and get ready. So today we're going to have an earthquake drill. Well, here in a few minutes we're going to start our earthquake drill. And this year there's 170,000 people that are participating here in the state of Alaska.
It is 10:15 on the 15th. So we are going to practice our Great Alaska Shakeout drill. Drop cover and hold on.
Is it over? Well guys, that's going to about do it for this October What It's Like Living in Alaska video. The last thing I want to show you is how the river starts to freeze up here in Alaska in October. Look at all that ice already. Those poor ducks. It's like a good time to do some kayaking.